All right, Tim, welcome to Breaking Bread in Brookland.
Amen.
You are my first guest.
That's great. That's great. It's only going to go uphill from here then.
Well, I would say you set a high bar.
All right,
We'll be one of the two.
All right, I'll tell you exactly.
So we are here on Newton Street. We're going to try to really cover the whole neighborhood on different streets, and we're on your front porch. Beautiful. You have a beautiful this Victorian home. Your lovely garden. You're an artist, but we'll get into who you are in a moment. But let's just start off with some basics. Where are you from originally? And how long have you lived in DC? And how long have you lived in Brookland?
Okay, great. Well, like you, I'm a Buckeye. I grew up in Toledo, Ohio. Yeah, I did not go to the Ohio State University, though. I went to Bowling Green State, which is in Ohio, and came here to DC on a convention with my dad and my family when my dad was president of the American Optometric Association, and fell in love with DC. So right after graduation, I was like, I have to start at the bottom anywhere, so let me do it in a really cool place. And here I am in DC. Gosh, probably like, 35, 40 years later? Got maybe 45 years later, Jeff.
Wow.
So DC has become home. Love it here.
Lovely. And how long have you been in Brookland?
In Brookland, 30 years, Jeff.
Okay.
30 years.
In this house?
In this house, 20. I used to live over on the corner of 16th and Otis.
Okay.
And I was there for, 10 years. And I was like, okay, let me look for a new house. I'm getting an itch for a new place. I looked all over the city and everything that I wanted. Where was it? Right here in Brookland.
That should be the mantra for Brookland.
I walked by this house and I saw the neighbor that lived here, and I jokingly said to him, hey, if you ever want to sell your house, I want to buy it. And he said, I do. Let's do business. So we sat down, and with $1 as a security deposit, we made it happen.
Wow, that's so great. And tell me what occupies your days now. What do you do with your time?
Great. Well, I have a very successful consulting business with this amazing business partner, Jeff Franco. Oh, wait, that's you. And that is supporting nonprofit leaders and boards and doing a lot of creative consulting with you and then with other clients. For example, I have a meeting today with a client that is with the food bank in Central Florida. And so while I'll be here in Brookland, my impact has gone, nationwide and globally, because I led the Artist Way with this amazing woman, Wanda from Canada. Oh, wait, she happens to be connected to you. Hey, Wanda. And so that's part of it. And then the other part also in Brookland, Jeff, is you mentioned, I'm an artist. I have an art studio over at the Arts Walk, a 5-minute walk from, my beautiful place here. Also another great part of Brookland.
And what type of art do you do at your art studio?
Great question. It's upcycling, and that's repurposing, rethinking, dumpster diving. There's a lot of curb alerts that happen because we have a lot of great houses that people will say, hey, Tim, there's something in front of this house that people are giving away for free. I'll take it and transform it and sell it as a piece of art, as a functional piece of art.
Okay. And that's part of that, I guess. So it's you have your nonprofit consulting. Obviously, we do our leadership consulting with cohorts of executive directors.
Yes.
You have your own nonprofit consulting you do with other folks and coaching and such.
Correct.
You have your art studio. Do you do upcycling? Do you? So do commission projects?
I do. I do.
Okay.
Quite a number that people will say, "Hey, I have this piece of furniture that maybe I've had and they want to refresh it, or it was given to me. It was, my grandmother's. So can you transform it?" One of the coolest things that I did was this woman had her grandmother's upright piano, that she was a musician, both the grandmother and the daughter, who's an adult now, and there was no way it could be tuned. So we made it into a bar for her.
So
We
cool.
took the guts out, so it still was this beautiful piano that when you pull down the top, instead of all the components of the piano being inside, it was now a bar. And instead of being tossed aside or left in the basement, it's now the centerpiece of her entertainment
So
place.
cool, so creative. And do you ever have you ever melded the two together in terms of your leadership coaching and your art, where they actually inform one another?
All the time.
Okay.
All the time. As part of we want to do team building and relationship building with groups, nonprofit groups, government groups, private sector groups. We will use art as a connector. So we've often done one-on-one projects where, Jeff, you might bring something to upcycle. Maybe it's a side chair or a mirror or something. You'll do it with the others, and we might do a group project as part of it. And so,
Okay.
so that way we're doing a lot of connection points using art as a connector to get people to look at things differently, but also to build relationships.
Okay. Well, just Tim, where we're alluding to it now, but the farmers market is every Saturday from 9 to 2.
9 to 1.
9 to 1, and Tim has his art studio there, Kime Art, so you could see Tim in action. And I think as Brooklanders, most people have gone to the farmers market. It's really a lovely thing to do on a Saturday morning, get to see your neighbors and such.
Yes. Yes.
So coming back to Brookland and the neighborhood, you've seen a lot. You've been here for a long period of time.
Amazing.
What for you makes Brookland such a special neighborhood?
It's such an easy question, easy answer. It's the people, Jeff. There's something special about the people that live here in Brookland. It's this great melting pot, eclectic mix of folks that I just think they're just caring, they're open. Maybe it's because we have porches and gardens, and so we see people coming and going. It just really is just this wonderful place.
Yeah.
And what I always love is when people from other parts of the city fall in love with Brookland and then move here. It's like, yes, we got them.
Lots of families, a lot of young couples, lots of folks with dogs. And we have a dog. We see people walking their dogs all the time.
Yes, yes.
So, yeah, okay.
And there's special things that happen, like, for example, the annual Home and Garden Tour that happens in late May or early June, where maybe 10 or 15 homeowners and families will open up their houses and people come from all over. It used to be, when I was on it 20 years ago, it was about the 20 people that were in the garden club. And now it's evolved where we have 500 to 600 people from all over come to it because they love houses. It's a wonderful neighborhood. There's beautiful gardens. And then afterwards, there's a party at the end, literally right across the street, with live music and food and entertainment that, for me, is the highlight because it really underscores what a vibrant, welcoming, cool, funky, quirky community we have.
It is all those things, isn't it? It is all those things. Let me ask you. You obviously said the best thing about Brookland is the people. Let me give you kind of a little bit firing questions here. What's your favorite restaurant in Brookland?
Busboys and Poets.
Busboys and Poets.
I go there all the time.
What's your favorite place for coffee?
It's shoot, that's my phone. It's the Brookland Grill across the street. That's new.
I cut it. I'll cut it out.
Sorry. I forgot that I had done that. Okay.
What's your favorite coffee place?
So my favorite coffee place where I go every morning. You can see, like, what is Sarah Palin say? I can see Russia from my house. I can see the Brookland Grill from my house.
Brookland Grill.
Brookland Grill.
Okay.
And Charles and John are brothers that have run it for many, many moons, and I feel like they're part of the family. I'm there all the time, every morning. When I have company, that's part of our ritual. We go there. It's a wonderful greasy spoon with really good coffee, and if you eat grits and all that kind of stuff, it's really it's a must. It's a must experience.
And then, so clearly the farmers market is a big part of your Saturday mornings. What else do you like to do in Brookland in addition to the market?
Well, I love it. So we go this way to the market and the Arts Walk. We go this way to the Franciscan Monastery. that is a place that I go to. Uh, it's beautiful every time, any time of year, Jeff, as you well know. It's a great place to walk to. I've taken clients there, so we have a walk and talk to go there. I've met folks there just to connect with them. Or when I've had a stressful day, I'll walk over there. Or if I've had a successful day, that's the place that I want to go to celebrate because I'll let me get out, walk over there and back. So it really is always a wonderful place, whatever mood I'm in, whatever time of season we have.
Very cool. I forgot to mention, going back to the art conversation, that you are famous. You have a beautiful mural by Annie's
Ace Hardware.
Ace Hardware. That is a Brookland. Is that a Brookland mural?
It's promoting their garden center there.
Okay. Well, you did it along with a friend of yours.
Another neighbor,
Yeah.
Charles Bergen, who lives over on 50th and Lawrence.
So that's pretty cool.
Again, we met because of Dance Place, which is around the corner. We both got my first commission piece ever was through Dance Place. Charles was commissioned too. We became friends. That's how I got my foot in the door at the Arts Walk. And we had this great idea to say, like, let's do an outdoor mural. And Annie's was open to it. So we came up with the design with a lot of good input. And Charles was like, I don't want to get up on the scaffolding. I'm like, I'll do it. So from a Friday to a Monday, Labor Day weekend, I was on a scaffolding because we had to do it between the deliveries on Thursday and the deliveries on Tuesday.
Oh my gosh.
So talk about pressure. But it was really a joyful, exciting experience. And it's something that brings me a lot of joy whenever I see it. So again, if you come on the Tim Tour, if you're from out of town, that's part of our Brookland experience.
Okay. And Tim, tell me again, having so much history here as long as you've lived here, what's something about Brookland that, I don't know, concerns you, that you wish could change, that would improve, that exists, that doesn't exist, or doesn't exist, you wish it did exist?
Well, that's two questions, or two answers rather. Is the first thing is, like, I can't believe the housing price in Brookland. I mean, it's like when I bought this house many moons ago, I did not tell my parents in Ohio what I paid for it because when I had bought my previous house, my mother cried when she heard the price.
Because she thought it was so expensive.
She thought it was so expensive. But her concept was housing in Toledo, Ohio, not in our nation's capital.
Yeah.
So fast forward, here I've been in this house, and it is really like, oh, wow. I remember when Brookland got its first $1 million home, it made the front page of the Washington Post real estate section. And so you thought, wow, it's going to be this huge, massive estate. And it was not. It was great, but it was like, wow. So I want people to be able to live and experience in Brookland and not have to have multiple incomes to do so. So that's the one piece. How do we solve that housing challenge? I know that's across the nation, across our community here. So that's one piece. And because you can walk to everything here. And the other part is how do we solve the issue with all the teens that don't have stuff to do and get into trouble?
Yeah.
Or may get into trouble.
Yeah.
And so that's what I'm trying to figure out. How do we give young people a purpose, a mission, so that way they want to do good stuff and not get in trouble, which I did as a kid. But it seems to be with all the distractions like social media and busy parents and all, how do we make sure that we're giving support to them so that we want them to be here doing good stuff in Brookland and an asset because they are. Yeah,
that's good point, good concerns, and good aspirations for how the neighborhood can continue to improve.
Yes. Yes.
We'll finish it off with this question. So
it makes me nervous.
No, we'll make sure it's a softball question. What would you say to those that are new to Brookland, or let's say maybe they're looking at this as a potential neighborhood they may want to buy or move to? Mm-hmm. What would you say is, what would be your message to them, seeing someone who has so much steeped in the history of this neighborhood?
Well, the message to them is that this is a community that you're going to fall in love with, like I did 30 years ago, and then came back 20 years ago, and here we are on my front porch. That I think that also, I want you to be open. I say hi to everybody that walks by. If you come to my studio, I want to connect you with other neighbors. What I love being at the studio, hey, Jeff, have you met Michael? Michael, have you met Grace? Have you met their dog? Because I
Yeah.
want people to get connected, because that makes it really a special place. There are other parts of Washington, D.C. where people come and go and don't know their neighbors. We have the benefit of having a vibrant community that people are walking their dogs.
And lots of front porches.
Lots of front porches. And so I would say, don't be afraid to say hi to your neighbors, because it will come back to you tenfold and give you a really joyful sense of community.
Yes. Well, many people don't know, but Tim is sometimes referred to as the mayor of Brookland. So there's a reason for that.
Well,
And this is one of the reasons.
well, I'm being quickly replaced by your wife, Carter, because she's met so many folks thanks
She
to
has,
your
yeah.
cool dog
Yeah.
and all the people that she's met. But again, I love that how open people are, that no matter where you are, no matter where you come from, no matter what you look like or anything, people, if you're open and friendly, they're going to be open and friendly back.
Yeah. Well, let me ask one last question, and we'll close it out. It just came to mind now. You are obviously the first guest on Breaking Bread in Brookland. What would you like to see come out of the series that we're doing, since you're the first one we're doing this with? I'd be curious. It would be helpful for us as we continue doing these interviews.
That's great. Well, I would love for people to see what joy is happening here in Brookland. So if you've never been here, come here, support our restaurants, our art galleries, our people, our events.
Yeah.
See, look, we have all these great people. Come here, Dwayne. This is our wonderful mailman.
Dwayne, come on, Jeff.
This is
Jeff, it's
Jeff.
a pleasure.
We'll
You're
get
being
you in.
videotaped.
Oh my gosh! No,
Come on in.
No,
Come
no,
on
no,
in.
come in.
Come on in.
Sure.
Yeah,
in,
yeah.
come in.
We're such a neighborhood thing.
Oh,
No.
A little closer in.
All right, this is how wonderful Brookland is. This is Dwayne, our mailman, and a great artist, a good friend,
appreciate that.
a wonderful addition that everyone knows this guy because he is a joyful experience for all of
Oh,
them.
thank you, Tim. This guy, he's the man.
He's the man.
Everyone loves
He's like
him.
the mayor of Brooklyn. I
Yes,
say.
he is. He should
Yeah,
be.
yeah, he should
He
be.
should be.
Last mural
guys
should
away.
let you do.
Yeah, I call them.
Oh, this about the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
amazing.
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
everybody.
What would be one word, Dwayne, that you would use to describe Brookland? And here, come down a little closer so people can see your face.
Welcoming.
Welcome.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's like an oasis from the city.
Yes.
Very residential, quiet.
Yes.
It's not as much noise as from the rest of the city.
That's
No,
right.
And
So
you
I
get
love
to
it.
sit on a wonderful front porch.
Yeah, amazing
And-
customers. yes.
See, so whatever they say about the post office, we got a good one right here.
I'm the man. Don't listen to all the rumors. So. I'm gonna leave you guys at it. I'm sorry for interrupting.
No, this is actually impromptu and good.
Thanks, Dwayne.
Appreciate it. And someone will stop by the studio soon, okay?
All right, sounds great.
Jeff,
Yeah,
it's a pleasure.
great meeting you. Yeah, great meeting
Take
you.
care.
You
Stay
too.
safe.
You too.
See ya.
Well, that's a great way to close out this episode.
All right.
Um,
That's what happens in Brooklyn, Jeff. You have these impromptu, wonderful connections, relationships.
That was
develop.
not rehearsed,
Fun.
by the way. That just happened. So, cool thing to
I
do.
love it.
Well, Tim, thank you for being generous and letting us come sit on your front porch. We look forward to continuing getting to know you further. Tim Keim Art, Keim Leadership, and a longtime Brooklyn resident. So thank you for joining us on Breaking Bread in Brookland, and we will see you at our next episode with our next neighbor.
Great. Lots of love.
Take care, everybody.
Love.